Hello, everyone. I'm Sean,
This who?
and we are the Courageour Frights back once again for another series review. So this time we are covering Dragon Ball Daima.
Yeah.
So this is the first episode only, debuted on Friday. So this is the newest series in the Dragon Ball saga. Unfortunately the final series that Toriyama, the creator, was most likely involved in,
Yeah.
as he passed away back in March. But before he passed, he had apparently written this whole storyline out,
Yeah.
worked on character designs and everything. So this whole series is supposed to be like the final send off for Toriyama.
Which actually it even has like highlighted name when you first when it first starts. Written,
Yeah.
directed, whatever by Akira Toriyama.
Yes. So as far as we know, this is the last thing he worked on before he passed. There might be other things, but we don't know beyond
Yeah.
this. So this is an interesting story because it actually picks up after the Boo saga, but year before Super. So it's
Yeah.
between the two, which is different. A lot of people just assumed because it was new, it was going to continue past Super. But in this case, we get a recap of the events of the Boo saga. So, like
Yeah.
for some people, like yourself, that have never actually
Yeah,
watched
I've
the
never
Boo
seen it.
saga.
I saw the Cell Saga. That's about it.
Yeah, you stopped at Cell. This was a good recap for Boo Saga, all the little intricacies of that saga.
Yes.
Um, and one thing in particular that should have been a major event, and it was always just kind of glossed over, was that the Demon King Dabura, who is like the ruler of the entire demon realm, was killed,
Yeah.
and no one ever mentioned anything about it.
Like he just killed his king and it's like whatever.
Yeah, whatever, who cares?
Who cares? He's dead.
So one thing that we have actually talked about, I think on the channel, but definitely off the channel, was that one thing we'd always like to see was the demon realm. Like we
Yeah.
felt like that was the least explored aspect of Dragon Ball. I
Yeah,
mean, it's
that
been done in
yeah.
Heroes and other crap, but never like a main
Yeah,
canon.
never in the actual show itself.
Right. It's been covered in the Xenoverse video games. It's been covered in Dragon Ball Heroes, but
Yeah, because you
an
have
actual
that one and also
show.
Magic are the 2 things that are, like, the biggest
Right.
things that they don't talk about ever,
Right.
but
And this
lately,
show's already mentioned it.
yeah.
So we get that recap of the events of the Boo saga. Two main characters are introduced, Goma and Degesu.
Yeah.
So Degesu is a Kai, or I guess a core person or whatever, that is the brother of Shin, who's the Kai of Earth.
Mhm.
So that's kind of interesting. And then Goma is like this little weird dude that is I guess the new Demon
Yeah,
King for
he's the
some
new
reason.
Demon King since the other one died, so it's like, "Oh, you're the new
Yeah.
Demon King, fine."
Yeah. All right. I don't know how the hierarchy of power is in the demon realm. So
Yes.
the Rock has to come and
The Rock
explain
needs to
to
show
us
him, yeah.
the hierarchy of power in the demon realm, because this guy, for some reason, I guess, was second only to Deborah.
Yes.
And now that Deborah is dead, he's the king. And then another character is introduced called Dr. Arinsu,
Yeah,
who
which is a sister of, Shin and
Degesu,
the Gesu.
yeah.
She seems to be more like feels like it's the villain in here because she's
Mm.
kinda sneaky, doesn't really it's like, "What do you why do you want this funding back for us?" And she's, like, always, like, kinda, like, vague threatening to the king.
Yeah, she's just scheming, doing something.
Yeah.
Later on, they find out that she's been visiting Earth like behind their backs or something. So
Yeah. They're
it's
like
quite interesting.
because of one fish I don't know what there was, like, a teleporter for, like, universe teleport I don't know what that fish was.
Yeah, there's some kind of fish thing that transports you to the outer worlds or whatever.
Yeah, she's like, "This is a very popular place lately." It's like, "Who's been coming here?"
Yeah. It almost made it
Dr.
seem like
Reese.
the demon, how the universe has, like, there's however many universes,
Yeah.
13, 14 universes, whatever the heck it is. Universe 7 is the universe that we follow.
Yeah.
And but when they went there, it seemed like there's only one demon realm because you had to go and ask which universe you want to go to and all that kind of stuff when you go to the outer world.
Yeah, that must be how they have it set up. Like the demon realm must be its own thing.
But they mentioned something about 3 segments of the demon world or something like that. So maybe the demon realm split into 3 or something. But then anytime you visit the outer world, you have to pick which universe you go
Yeah,
to
which one you
first
want to
or
go
something.
to.
Yeah, it's different. It's interesting. The only other character, well, we have a couple more characters here. Glorio, which we haven't met yet.
Yeah, he
He's like
just
this demon that's
shows
hanging
up.
around.
Yeah, he's just kind of like he's like you see him one time when he's like in the palace or whatever,
Yeah,
like hiding in the shadows, and the other time at the very end is like at the after like the credits. He's like just very
just
unamused.
standing there, looks completely unamused with anything.
Yeah.
We know from teaser stuff that he's a gunman. Like he has a gun, and then there's like a little girl that uses a sword or something, but we haven't met her yet. Uh, we find out that King Dabora's father was King Abora, and he had control of some kind of, well, he was the last demon king to have control of some kind of third eye device or
Yeah, it's
something
like
that
the
granted
evil
like,
third eye, I think it was called.
yeah, it grants like ultimate power of some kind. And then we're introduced to Neba, who's an ancient Namekian. It's like old as hell.
Yeah.
Apparently smells.
Yeah. He just stinks it up.
Stanking up the place. He kind of resembles like old King Piccolo or
Yeah,
something,
he
like
does
that
have that
kind of
same look to him.
ancient Namekian looking guy. He's apparently in charge of the Dragon Balls of the Demon Realm, and
Yeah.
he, in his infinite wisdom, created Tamagami, which are apparently guardians that protect the Dragon Balls. Although we're not even sure if he has access to those Dragon Balls.
Yeah, I don't think he does.
Like,
He has access to his own Dragon Balls.
pretty sure those Tamagami prevent anyone from touching them, including him, because he doesn't seem like he's the brightest.
No. You first see him, he's like has a weird look to his face.
Yeah. So anyway, so because Dabora died, there's now, this is the conspiracy. I guess the episode's called Conspiracy. The conspiracy is that King Goma decides to travel to Earth, and he wants to kind of wipe out the competition because he's seeing how powerful these people are, specifically Goku and
Yeah.
Vegeta.
Because like the first thing you see, since they're doing the recap, it's them like watching it on like YouTube. It's like whatever the
Yeah,
demon version of YouTube watching the events go
there
off.
probably is a demon tube. There was God tube in Dragon Ball Super, so it's
Oh, was there?
possible.
Okay, there probably is
Yeah,
Demon Tube. If I'm watching on Demon Tube, is like the episode is like
yeah.
Crunchyroll in the Demon Realm.
So they were watching like Goku fight Majin Vegeta or something,
They're
and
like, there's this many. There's like, how there's this many strong people and outside the Demon Realm or whatever.
yeah, the outer realm, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, oh,
So he decides he wants to take the Dragon Balls and kill them, and
yeah,
then Degas is like, it's more than likely that the Dragon Balls on Earth were created using white magic,
yeah,
so meaning they can't be used to kill. Which I think this might be the first mention of divisions of magic between white
yeah.
and black
It kind of
magic
makes
in
sense.
canon Dragon Ball.
Yeah, that is kind of does kind of make sense. You have two different types of magic because like everything
Mhm.
in the Demon Realm is all considered evil and stuff. So I'm assuming it's like black magic.
Yeah, well, the demon realm's not all evil. I mean, it's split,
Yeah,
but
I
just
think it's
like
like
any other realm.
evil, evil.
Yeah,
They
yeah, it's
can't.
a
They name everything
Japanese
evil,
concept.
but it's like not. It's just kind of like
It's not. Yeah,
yeah,
it's just like
evil.
people like anyone else.
Yeah,
Um, they're more mischievous than evil.
yeah,
Um, but like we find out here some interesting stuff as it goes on. But anyway, so we found out that the Dragon Balls can't kill people, which we knew.
yeah.
Uh,
We already knew that.
that's not a power they can grant. But apparently, maybe there are Dragon Balls that are made of
I
black
wonder if
magic
maybe
that
the
can
black
grant it.
magic ones can probably kill people, but and then the white magic ones can revive people. I wonder if that's the division.
That could be.
Yeah, because I
That
wonder
would
if
make
maybe.
sense.
Yeah, because you have the only time the Shenron can revive people as long as you have the body.
Right.
And
Yeah,
I wonder
because
if it's
he's
black.
always been used as like the Phoenix Down or something.
Yeah,
Like
he
he's
like,
always been used to bring back people from the dead.
and I wonder if the black magic ones probably can kill people because it's more like
That's possible. Yeah.
death or something.
So anyway, they decide to travel to Earth. Goma decides that since he can't kill them outright, then he's going to use a wish to make them all kids again,
Mm-hmm.
which is literally ripped from GT. But
Yeah.
in this case, instead of just turning Goku into a kid, it's turns everyone into a kid. At least all the like Z Fighter type people.
Yeah, he's like anyone that has an opposition to me because they're afraid that they're gonna come in there, just like wreck the place.
Yeah.
Even though I'm pretty sure they don't even know it even exists.
No, they don't.
Yeah, it's like this doesn't even exist.
So they show they do all that crazy stuff with a fish to transport them through dimensions, which may be related to that the oracle fish that Beerus and Whis have. There might be some kind of connection there.
That probably is it.
So anyway, they come to Earth and Trunks's birthday party is happening.
Like
So
worst
this is his
birthday
ninth.
ever.
Yeah,
worst birthday
every time
ever.
there's a birthday,
What's
every
that?
birthday at the Bulma estate is a nightmare.
Yeah.
So because Bulma's next birthday after this is when Beerus shows up and crashes the party.
Oh jeez, that must be like a running joke.
Yeah, because this Dragon Ball Super started like 6 months after Boo or something, so this has to be just like immediately after Boo.
Mm-hmm.
So Trunks is having a birthday party. The birthday party scene's really funny because it's basically just a means of them kind of wrapping up potential plot holes.
Yeah.
That's all they do at the birthday party. They have a conversation about Shin and Kibito are there, and they're defused, which they were fused together at the end of Z.
Yeah.
And so Goku's like, "How'd you guys defuse? I thought you guys said it was permanent." And then they said that, well, Vegito, which is Goku and Vegeta, got eaten by Boo, and the mysterious gases inside him diffused them. So then when Boo became good, they just asked him to eat them and then spit them back out, and that's how they defused. So something about Boo's fart gas like diffuses.
Not in this noxious gases seem to
it pulls them apart.
Yes.
Which kind of makes sense because Vegeta in the manga actually learns a magic skill that allows him to defuse people.
Yeah.
That's part of the Moro arc, I think. So it could be just a magical form of whatever like Boo's gas naturally does.
Yes, natural gases.
Natural gases. We get another plot hole. What was thought to be a plot hole was that people for years complained that Goten and Trunks never age.
Yeah.
And Goku's like, "Oh yeah, Saiyans don't get hit a growth spurt until 15. That's what happened to me." So they kind of blurt that out. So that's why Trunks looks the same until he turns 15. Then he hits a big growth spurt. So Dragon Ball Superhero.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is true, actually.
So the only problem with that is Gohan, but Gohan's almost more human than he is Saiyan. Like his is weird. Whereas Goten looks exactly like Goku, so maybe he retained more of the genes, other than he doesn't have a tail and Gohan did, but
yeah.
Whatever. But that's their explanation they're going for. Which is in line with the original Dragon Ball, because Goku did look the same forever until he had that growth spurt between the two martial arts tournaments.
Yeah.
And another thing maybe you like as the world's #1 Dragon Ball fan, original Dragon Ball fan.
Yes.
It has been mentioned that Namekians are once again demons.
Yes, they went back to that where Namekians are not aliens. They're not the Giorgio effect. They're actually demons.
One more was taken back from the Giorgio effect.
Yeah, Giorgio is losing.
Saiyans are still aliens, but at least, although, are they? Because we find out about the ear thing.
Yeah, that is true.
Ears determine what you are, which was kind of obvious before. But I guess if you have pointy ears, you're from the demon realm. If you have round ears, then you're from like Earth plane or something like that. Yeah. And then if you've got like Frieza ears, I guess that means you're an alien. But Saiyans have the same ears as humans, and they're genetically compatible with humans. So, like, did the Saiyans
from Earth or something?
Yeah, are the Saiyans originally from Earth, or are Earthlings from the same planet that the Saiyans originated from, wherever that was?
Split. That could be it.
Because the Saiyans didn't originate on planet Vegeta; they kind of landed there and conquered it later.
Yeah.
So, like the Sufrujin or something are the native people of planet Vegeta. So they could make some statement down the line and be like that Earthlings and Saiyans came from the same world or something initially, or they're related. They have to be related because they're genetically compatible.
They probably gonna say that somewhere.
So that could be interesting. So yeah, Namekians are demons again.
Yes.
And
it should be.
Yes. All is right with the world once more. So Neba, that ancient ass Namekian, gets taken to Kami's lookout by Goma and Degesu. And he has a crazy OP ability with the Dragon Balls.
Though. Yeah, he can literally make more. He can make the wishes come back after it's been used.
Right. He can summon the Dragon Balls from anywhere on Earth, and then even though they're stone, he can turn them back to like fully functional Dragon Balls.
Yeah.
So the balls being inert is no longer an issue anymore. Like
he just be like, well, okay, I'm just gonna do it.
Yeah.
I wonder if he like dies. I wonder if they kill him off because like
they may have to because that's a ridiculous power.
Yeah, that's really powerful.
I mean, if there's no limit to that, like you literally can make like thousands of wishes in a day. Like,
yeah. He could be like an asshole and he'd be like, let's make those Kamagama guys protect all the Dragon Balls.
Well, that could be why he did that, because he's broken.
He's like, let me put those here too, just because no one will be able to have wishes. Not even
That's a stupidly powerful ability.
Yeah.
So anyway, he summons all the dragons because first he's like, "Oh, they've been turned to stone. This is going to be difficult." And it's like, actually,
and then 2 seconds later, he just like summons them all.
Like, yeah, actually, it's going to be super easy, barely an inconvenience. It just pulls all the balls up.
Like that is a crazy power. You just like summon everything to him. It's like summon all Dragon Balls to him.
Right. So I guess balls being inert is no longer a concern in the Dragon Ball universe. Not if you have Neva over here.
Yeah.
So Goma makes his wish, turns everybody into kids, and that's essentially the end of the episode.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of like the cliffhanger ending. They cut.
Yeah, because it shows them like all being turned into kids. It's like,
Yeah.
Are they kids with the same power levels, or are they kids without the same power level? I guess that's the only.
They shouldn't be. See, that was the problem with GT.
Yeah.
GT turned Goku into a kid, but he retained Super Saiyan ability, retained all of his powers.
Yeah.
I don't think that happens here because we've seen in the trailer, we've seen Goku using the Noyobo power pole thing to like fight demons and stuff. So I don't think that's the case.
When did GT start? Is that after this or?
Oh yeah, GT like timeline wise.
Yeah.
And that's after Super even.
That's after Super. Okay. Yeah. I wonder if that might be. I don't know how did GT when
it wasn't canon, and now I think it is. There was some weird debate this past week for some reason. I don't know what it was, like Shueisha or somebody made some wild statement that GT's also canon.
In GT, well, how did they when he shrunk him down? Did they actually specifically say just to shrink him down when he's a kid or something? Is that what it was?
Yeah, Pilaf did it, I think.
I wonder if maybe that's how they're going to combine the two. Is like since they shrunk them down to kids here, they get their powers back because they like learn how to train and stuff like. And they get their
maybe,
and that's the reason why he has his powers in GT. I kind of wonder if that's what they're going to do.
They might do that because this already happened to Goku once in the past.
Yeah, and he's like, "Oh, okay, I know. I already have it. It's like I know my powers are already."
Now, why they forgot about all the God Ki and all that shit? That's not.
Yeah,
that's going to be quite difficult to explain because Ultra Instinct and Dragon Ball or Super Saiyan Blue and all that shit is more powerful than what they have in GT.
Yeah, it's true. It's like, how do they forget all that stuff? It's like,
so why'd they forget all that? Like that seems sus. But otherwise, I'm not so sure I believe that GT's actually canon unless it's like an alternate timeline or something.
Yeah, it kind of doesn't make any sense if they forgot all that because that's like even more powerful than what they already have. So
right. Yeah, 10 years after Super or something, they all of a sudden get weaker. Like
they forgot everything. It's like
they forgot everything they learned.
Maybe they just got punched.
Well, that could be possible, especially
got that amnesia.
Goku just got punched in the head too many times.
Yeah.
Which one was it, Goku? Which concussion made you
Yeah.
forget God Key?
Yeah.
But yeah, so anyway, this is pretty interesting. I think this show's going to be quite good.
Yeah, it does feel very like the original show, I would imagine. It doesn't feel like Super. It actually does feel like something from like Dragon Ball, actually.
Right. It's doing callbacks to well, that's because Dragon Ball's the last time the Demon Realm was like really
Yeah.
mentioned that much. We had Deborah and Boo and Bobbity and all that stuff in Z, but like the King Piccolo age of the Demon Realm.
Yeah.
Because I showed you some pictures of like some of the concept art, and some of the
Yeah.
demons and stuff look like Piccolo's henchmen.
Yeah.
So like we may be encountering those type of demons more, like that big green guy with like the tiny little wings and stuff, like
Yeah, I'm kind of
Tambourine
curious
or
where this
whatever
is
his name
gonna
is.
go because of the
Yeah.
way it's like set up. It's like I wonder how this is gonna go. Actually, I guess we have how
Well,
many episodes? It's supposed to be 20 some.
allegedly, I'm not sure if they've actually released an official episode count,
Okay.
but it looks like Goku and company are gonna go to the demon realm to try to undo the spell or something.
They're probably gonna
So
try to fight the. I'm assuming they're probably gonna get the Super Dragon Balls or whatever those demon.
yeah, they're probably gonna try to get it from the Tamagami or something like that. It's probably the only way to undo it because Neva made the wish. There's probably some bullshit where you can't undo his wishes or something.
Yeah, that's probably it.
So they're probably gonna have to do that. Uh Avinsu, sorry, is up to something for sure. That doctor, that's Shin's
Yeah.
sister.
Every time you see a doctor, you already automatically know it's gonna
Yeah,
be like
pretty
this
much
is gonna
every
be.
doctor in Dragon Ball is like
Toriyama
evil.
just must have hated doctors.
Dr. Briefs is like the only one that's not
Yeah,
like necessarily evil.
it's like he just hates
But yeah, because
doctors.
what's her name was also Android 21 or
Yeah, Android
whatever.
21's a doctor. She's like the evil character.
Yeah. So
They need launch. Where's launch at?
yeah, where is Launch? They had that scene where they showed all the original Dragon Ball characters
Yeah,
and
it's
they
like when they
hand
were young,
forgot
like
Launch.
Cutman and stuff. Like Chi
Yeah.
Chi
Back
Cutman.
when Chi Chi was Cutman, yeah.
Like great.
So we still have two questions really. Who is Dr. Arinsu? What's her deal?
Yeah, that's
And
probably the biggest
then
question because she seemed like she seemed like the evil character.
right. And then who's that Glorio guy? I
In
mean,
Gloria, unamused Glorio man.
yes, I think he helps Goku and them eventually.
Yeah, he probably heard him talking about it or something because he did seem like he was like annoyed when he was like, "We're going to the demon realm to make them into kids, or we're gonna go
Yeah,
back to Earth to make them into kids." And like, he seemed pretty annoyed about it. So he probably is their helper. Like he's probably gonna try
right.
to help them. Like, oh yeah, there's some Dragon Balls in the demon realm. Follow me, and I'll show you where to go.
But yeah, you have a lot of potential to go back to original Dragon Ball with this because if they truly are depowered,
Yeah,
then it's going to be like Dragon Ball because it's going to be a lot of martial arts. It's going to be a lot of that kind of because they're not going to have all these key powers and stuff. But at least they're going to be very weak, like very
yeah.
limited. Key
Because I know
power.
he doesn't he get like the what's that the pole? I think there was one
Mhm.
scene where it shows him have the pole again. So
Yeah, in the trailer, he was fighting demons with the pole
yeah,
and doing like actual martial arts and stuff again. So that would be great because that's been a problem with Dragon Ball. The
yeah.
power scaling got so extreme that they're like impossible to defeat or whatever.
Yeah, I think that's the one bad thing about like what are these shonen? Are these shonen animes? I think these are shonen
Yeah,
animes. Where the power scaling is like so radically astronomical that you
ridiculous.
can't
Yeah,
actually change. You can't actually top it. It gets to a point where you can't top it.
and Goku's like the most powerful of all, and like
Yeah,
pretty much the entirety of anime basically.
yeah,
So like he's so ridiculous. There's very few characters in anything that can beat Goku at this point, except for like some of the most powerful beings of all in like DC or Marvel or something. Maybe
yeah. That's really it. He can't. There's nothing else he can do.
getting to
Like,
he's essentially approaching Superman levels, like
yeah,
probably beyond Superman, depending on who the writer is. Superman's wildly fluctuates.
yeah. Superman becomes evil and stays evil for years.
Superman's just spends decades just being the next Hitler or whatever.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, pretty much.
That's especially if Warner Brothers has their way.
Yes.
But anyway, yeah, I feel like this is going to be a really good show, personally.
yeah, it seems like Toriyama really was on board with this one. So if this is like
Mhm.
the original type of stuff, this is what people actually liked. Like this is where
Yeah,
because even Super's a good show, but is
yeah, I
that
like
Toriyama
Super.
too or no? Is that was made by someone else?
Yeah, he was involved in it, but this is actually I think this is actually the anime he had the most involvement with
Okay,
ever,
so this is
because
where
he
he was
wasn't.
like fully hands on.
Yeah, because he never did anything for the anime before, like not for original Dragon Ball Z, GT, any of it, because he was too busy working on the manga anyway to be bothered with the anime.
Okay.
So that was somebody else doing the anime. And then GT, I think he created like some designs and stuff, and that was about it. Like people think he had no involvement with GT, but he did have a little bit.
Probably character
But
designs because he's just like his forte, his
yeah,
character designs.
probably. Yeah. And he probably had almost as much involvement with GT as he did with the original and Z, to be honest, because he
Yeah.
didn't really do anything for the anime. And in Super, he basically created character designs and gave Toyotaro like notes for the story ideas.
Like, oh, do this type of thing.
Yeah. And then Toyotaro filled in the notes basically and made his own story. But it was based on notes that Toriyama gave him. So Toriyama was involved in that. And then he designed everything for the movies and all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
But this, I think he was actually fully on board for Daima from the whole process, which is the first time he's ever done that for an anime.
So this might be
unfortunately
more like
the last, but
yeah. So this might be more like his actual manga then, compared to like
probably
compared to like the anime, probably more like the manga, which I don't know how the Dragon Ball manga is, but probably
essentially, basically, because essentially there is no manga for this because this is the manga.
This
Toriyama was involved. Toriyama was writing this. Yeah, so he didn't have to make a manga separately. He just made this.
Just be like, oh, we just make a TV show instead.
Yeah.
Which kind of like Dragon Ball is almost like that, anyways. Even though there is a manga out, but half the people, and I don't think the U.S. really know there's a manga. Because if you watch for the
for Super, it's a lot of people don't realize Super has a manga. So even now, people still haven't figured that out for whatever reason.
There's a manga that's been going on for a while since the original show.
Yeah, and the manga has been on hiatus since Toriyama passed, but it's going to return very soon, probably in the next
probably because they probably were trying to finish this, I imagine. And once this comes out, then they'll start the manga back up again.
Right. So, but the Super manga is like considerably different from the anime, so it's just interesting. So anyway, I think we both like this show.
Yeah, I did. It does seem there are some good plot points. It does feel like more like the original type of show. I guess we'll have to see. The animation's pretty good. Like
animation's great.
Yeah, it looks almost like Broly, actually. I don't know if it's the same.
It does. I feel like some of the same animators. I'm pretty sure they are. Like some of the same animators from Broly are doing this.
Because it looks very similar to the original one. Because, like I said, he was watching like YouTube videos of like the fight, and it's obvious that they must have used the same, maybe like touched up, but the original designs.
Some of that stuff looks like it's just touched up, and some of it's completely different.
Yeah,
like there's certain shots that were fully original angles and shots and stuff.
And even like
other ones
you could tell.
Like redid scenes from Boo with the new style.
Yeah, because it's like really hard to tell because there's like a blending of the two, of the Z style. Because Super is definitely different. Like Super has more. It's more. That one's a lot more colorful, I guess you could say. I don't know how to explain. I'm not even going to explain it. It's kind of
super strange because, the beginning of Super's trash.
Yeah.
But then it gets progressively better as it goes.
Yeah.
And by the time you get to the Tournament of Power,
then it's really good.
The animation never got to this tier, but the art was like really good. There's certain scenes in Super, like fighting Jiren, where there's like essentially a borderline still image, but it looks absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
But the animation's not that good. The actual movement isn't as good.
Yeah.
And then this, it's like, it still feels like a step up from even Broly, because Broly had very simplistic art, but flawless animation.
It has really good animation because it's almost like the blending that computer animation that kind of makes it really smooth and it looks really good.
Right. The art looks like End of Z.
Yeah.
But with Broly's fluidity of animation.
Yeah, it's because they have a fight scene. Yeah, they have a fight scene with Goku and Vegeta. There's like a training montage, and it's like, it's very smooth. It looks really good.
Yeah, it actually may be the best we've ever seen for Dragon Ball. Because Broly had the best animation, but it did have fairly simplistic art style.
Yeah.
Intentional, because it was trying to do like almost like a retro 80s, like original Dragon Ball look.
Yeah.
But End of Z, the artwork and stuff at the end of Z is like on another plane compared to what it was at the beginning of Z.
Yeah, there's definitely a big difference.
There's parts of the beginning of Z that almost look like The Simpsons.
Yeah, they do have that.
The part where Vegeta is like an Ozari squeezing Goku and he's just screaming and he looks like almost like he looks like Charlie Brown or something.
Yeah. Yeah, there is a little bit of that in Z. It's like definitely has
yeah. But by the end of Z,
a little bit.
Yeah, by the end of Z, it looks like a totally different show.
Yeah.
And Vegeta in particular looks like a completely different character from like when he was introduced to when the end of Z.
Yeah, because when he's doing like Mondo Cool, saying Mondo Cool, like Namek or whatever, he looks a lot different than
he also grew like 1.5 feet in that period of time.
Yeah.
Because they make him look way taller in Z in Boo Saga than he did in the original.
Because you can really tell, like, definitely when they switched, was there 2 different seasons? How did they even do that? I think, like, the theme song changed at one point in Dragon Ball, didn't it? In Dragon Ball Z, it had like one half was like the one Chalala song, and then it switched to a different song.
Yeah, it came back with the other song
after the Cell Saga.
Boost. Yeah, it's after the Cell, right after the Cell Saga. It's that high school arc before Boo begins.
Because you have like
technically part of Boo.
Goku or Gohan is like grown up, like at least a young adult, I guess you can say.
Yeah.
And that scene, you could definitely tell the animation changes from like that half to that half, and it's like they must have like really upped the budget or something.
Yeah, they totally overhauled everything because you have a new opening song because that's when it cuts to like the "We Gotta Power" or whatever.
Yeah, we gotta power.
Instead of Chala and Chala.
Yeah.
Which I really like that song actually. The second one I like a lot.
Yeah.
And then that's when Gohan's like a teenager or 18-year like high school student or whatever.
A great Saiyaman shows up.
Yeah, all that kind of stuff is when they got like the even better artwork and everything.
Yeah, and they could tell there is a marked difference between the artwork between the first half. Like I don't even think they even said seasons at this point, but it's like the first half. And I guess here would be Dragon Ball Season 6, according to Funimation.
Right. Funimation has it divided into seasons.
But I don't think it actually has seasons.
No, because it just ran indefinitely from like 1984 to 94, 95 or whatever the heck it was. So, yeah, it just kept going forever. So, anyway, I think this reminds me the most. The art style is very similar to the end of Z, but the animation is Broly level animation.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive what they did with at least.
And we've only got a taste of action in this. Very little actions in this episode. It's just Goku and Vegeta throwing some punches, some throwbacks to flashbacks to the end of Z. Yeah. And that's it. So once this actually starts kicking up and it turns into the action and stuff, it's going to be wild.
As long as this doesn't have the Uzumaki effect, because the first episode was good. We'll wait till episode 2 and see what happens. It's like
they'll outsource it to that
IG
art
production
and friends. Yeah, they'll outsource it to that art school in Cambodia or whatever.
Yeah. We'll have Goku with 2 left hands instead of Vegeta has Goku with 2 left hands.
Whatever happened with Dragon Ball Super at the beginning, where episode 5, the animation quality went down the toilet.
Yeah,
that's what'll happen in Daima. I hope not.
Yeah, I have a feeling they probably learned their lesson because it feels like that's one thing they do. It seems like they do learn their lesson sometimes. It's like,
yeah,
because they could have very easily used superheroes art style with that. It's like that weird art style they use in superhero, but they didn't.
Superhero.
So,
yeah, because Superhero had really good animation too, but it had that It was all
yeah, it's like a
3D
weird 3D
animated.
effect. This is almost like an evolution of that. This actually looks better than that.
Oh yeah, this definitely looks better.
Yeah,
like I said, this is in contention for the best looking
Yeah.
Dragon Ball show for sure.
At least the first episode was like at least the first episode.
Yeah, unless that's the Uzumaki effect.
Yeah,
The
that
friends
Uzumaki
take over.
Yeah.
It's Toei and friends.
Yeah, Toei and friends. They were the friends animation team.
When the friends team comes, the B and C string
yeah,
team
B and
comes
C
in.
team. He's like, we have 2 left hands and 2 right hands, and only have pupils.
You won't have to worry about what kind of ears the character has because it'll like change from scene to scene.
They're going to like tetrahedrons and stuff. It's like, what is going on? Not even squares anymore, like pointy ears anymore. It's a tetrahedrons, and
Goku will just have a hole in the side of his head like a reptile or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell they're gonna do there, but yeah, I think this is gonna maintain that level because they spent so much time on this. Although that doesn't mean Uzumaki's been in development for years.
That was
so who knows?
almost like developmental hell at one point, but it came out and it was not the second. Not very good.
Right. The only issue I've had with this so far has been Toei's advertisement for it because it's been mostly shit. Like they've barely
like I don't think I've heard anything about this show. Again, what Toei likes to do. Toei don't talk about anything about the advertisements until like the day comes out, and you don't even know that. I didn't even know it even came out. To be honest,
that's a testament to how great Dragon Ball is as a show because it with garbage advertisement, it's still successful.
Yeah, because like I said, I didn't even know it even came out. To be honest. I was like, oh, did it come out? Like, oh, I guess I went to go on Crunchyroll to watch like a different show or something. Like, oh, Daima came out.
Yeah. It's like I wouldn't have known half this crap was going on if I didn't watch people on YouTube or whatever talking about it. Like, or you have to follow like the Dragon Ball official page or whatever.
Yeah, it's almost like they really
what's going on.
At least put like a couple YouTube videos or something, like advertisement on YouTube or something at least once.
Well, they probably figured that the YouTubers that are out there are free advertisement, but then they try to shut you down.
They try to sue. They basically try to sue you, and then it's like,
and then you end up with like totally not Mark or whatever, where they just decided to trash his channel for some reason. All of Toei's legal department just descended on.
Yeah, and they were trying to like flag videos weren't even their characters. So.
Yeah, they just descended on Northern Ireland or something and just tried to wipe out Totally Not Mark for no reason at all.
Yeah, it's like
I don't know what that issue was about. They must have got it over it
on the dartboard again. Like, oh, you look like a person to get rid of.
Yeah, I'll pick a random streamer. Yeah, because there was that one guy who was like Prince Vegeta or something.
Yeah,
he got attacked by Toei, and they told him to take down Naruto videos he had that like Toei didn't even have the rights.
Yeah, they don't have the rights for it. Just took the rights from whoever does Naruto. I don't even know who that is.
I don't know what was going on with that. That was they had a Toei intern that was a little too eager or something.
Yeah, probably. He's like
with that was
press the button. Legal team needs to sick this guy. I remember he had to do like an apology video, or he took an apology video because his video was like
ridiculous. But I think it did eventually get settled. But I don't know if he ever went back to making Dragon Ball.
Yeah, I think he said he wasn't going to make any Toei properties ever again. I think.
Yeah, well, I could understand that. Like,
he's like, I'm not going to do anything Dragon Ball or any type of Toei property.
Yeah, because they need to cool it with that crap. But I think they did for the most part. I haven't heard Toei on the warpath in a while.
Yeah, probably once the show's over with, then they're trying to destroy their hype as much as possible. I guess that's the other hype I guess they can have. Just go after these small YouTubers and try to.
I don't think that's the kind of advertisement you want to have, but maybe they do. I don't know.
Yeah, they just doing something. I don't know what they're doing.
Who knows? So anyway, I think that's going to do it for our first look at
first look at probably do the second episode, and then we'll probably try to do at least all the episodes at least.
Yeah, we'll try to keep this up. I don't know if we'll do every single week, but we'll try to.
Yeah, If not, it would be like a combination probably of the two episodes or something.
Right. If we have to skip a week for like work or whatever, then we'll just stick like 2 and 3 together or something like that. So like we did with our other shows we reviewed.
Yeah.
All right, so I think that's going to do it. If you watch Dragon Ball Daima, let us know what you thought in the comments below. Give us a thumbs up if you like this video and you like Dragon Ball content, because we'll probably be doing a lot more in the future. Plan to be doing a lot more content in general in the near future on this channel, so stay tuned for all of that. And consider subscribing, and you too could feel the strength welling within. See ya.
See ya.